Hi everyone, in this video we are going to be looking at the revised syllabus for the academic year 21-22 announced by CBSE for class 10 mathematics. They have taken away close to 30% of the syllabus, therefore it becomes so much easier to follow what's happening, especially given the fact that a significant part of the learning is likely to be online and without actually going to school thanks to the pandemic, right. Let's quickly run through what are the chapters. The entire year CBSE has announced that it's going to break it into term 1 and term 2. The first term is likely to get over by November, December of this year, and term 2 is likely to get over by March, April of next year. So, they said they are going to be giving us detailed information about the syllabus, and that is what they have done right now. This video basically focuses on it. We will be looking at what are the chapters for term 1, what are the chapters for term 2. Within the term 1 chapters, we are going to go in depth into what are the concepts covered. We will also look at the areas of or concepts that require a lot more attention from us because they are more difficult than the others, and the chapters which are easier that you can actually quickly run through them and you will be able to do justice in a short period of time. Let's look at the tough chapters, easy chapters, tough concepts within chapters and easy concepts within chapters in this video, and round it up with the type of questions that you are likely to be seeing in each of these terms, focusing primarily on term 1, and we will also look at what resources you should be referring to get a centum in each of these terms. Let's get started. Term 1 and term 2 both carry equal weightage as it is presented right now, 50 marks for term 1 and 50 marks for term 2. Term 1 in terms of syllabus has got 7 units and 8 chapters. We will look at which is a unit that's got 2 chapters in it, and then examination will carry 40 marks, internal assessment is going to carry 10 marks, adding up to 50 marks, and the questions that will be set for the examination are going to be multiple choice questions for an hour and a half duration, 90-minute duration. So, move on to term 2. Term 2 has got 5 units and 7 chapters. So, they are like one unit which has got couple of units, you got more than one chapter to it. Let's check out which one those are. Examination is for 40 marks and the type of questions you will be seeing is basically going to be subjective type. These are not multiple choice objective type, and you have 10 marks for the internal. So, 40 plus 10, 50, 40 plus 10, 50. At this stage, it's equal weightage for both. Quickly run through the chapters that are going to be tested, right. In terms of the 7 units, these are the 7 units that we have: 2, 4, 6, 7. Number systems or real numbers is one unit and a chapter. Algebra as a unit has got 2 chapters that will be tested in this term. There are a total of 4 chapters in algebra, 2 get tested in this term. The 2 that are tested in this term are basically polynomials and a pair of linear equations in 2 variables. That is what is tested within algebra. Coordinate geometry, and then you have geometry focusing on triangles. Within triangles, we are going to be looking at basic proportionality theorem, similar triangles, and we are going to be looking at Pythagoras theorem. These are the ones which are tested. We look at these in depth when we go to the subsequent slides. And then you have trigonometry, introduction to trigonometry and trigonometric ratios, and we are going to mensuration. Within mensuration, it's areas related to circles. And lastly, within statistics and probability, term 1 focuses on probability, statistics has been pushed to term 2. So, 7 units, 8 chapters. Algebra comprises 2 chapters, which is polynomials and linear equations, a pair of linear equations in 2 variables. Move on to term 2. Term 2 in algebra, we got 2 chapters, quadratic equations and arithmetic progression. And in the unit of geometry, you got circles and construction. So, these 2 units have 2 chapters each, which is exactly why you have 7 chapters and 5 units. Applications of trigonometry, which is primarily heights and distances, surface areas and volumes, and within statistics, the second term focuses on statistics, while the first term focused on probability. So, this is a breakup of it. Let's go in depth into chapter wise for term 1. Term 2 will do a separate video subsequently, right. Focuses here on real numbers, going to be starting with Euclid's division algorithm and the way to compute HCF using Euclid's division algorithm. Fundamental theorem of arithmetic, the fact that prime factorization is unique is what is tested. Prime factorization of numbers, the law about LCM and HCF, that the product of any 2 numbers is going to be the same as the product of the LCM and HCF. That concept is tested. Irrational numbers, essentially you will have to prove that, let us say if root 2 is irrational, 3 plus root 2 will also be irrational, 3 root 2 will also be irrational, even to the extent of proving that root 2 is irrational, right. How do we go about it? Those kinds of questions are tested, concepts related to that. And finally, rational numbers, which are essentially fractions, right, and the decimal expansion of them. Is it going to be a terminating decimal? Is it going to be a non-terminating decimal? How do we figure out whether it's terminating or non-terminating? If it is terminating or non-terminating, if it's terminating, how many digits after the decimal point will it have? Those kinds of questions get addressed in this particular area. An important topic, quite a lot of questions that come from it, and in terms of mark weightage, if you look at it, 6 marks come from this one single chapter. 10 marks from algebra, 6 from coordinate geometry, 6 from geometry, 5 from trigonometry, 4 from areas related to circles, and the least comes from probability, because probability coverage in 10 standard is minimal, therefore it has only a 3 mark weightage, right. So, 6 marks, three chapters which have got 6 mark weightage: coordinate geometry, geometry and number system. Number system therefore has the most amount of weightage of the chapters, the 3 chapters which have very high weightage, which is number systems, coordinate geometry and geometry. This is one of those 3 chapters. Quickly move on to the second one. Looking at algebra, algebra together carries 10 marks but comes from 2 different chapters. Right. Starting with polynomials, polynomials are going to be looking at zeros of a polynomial, how to compute zeros of a polynomial, how to find the number of zeros of a polynomial, geometrical representation of a quadratic polynomial, of a cubic polynomial, relationship between zeros and coefficients, right. Sum of the zeros, product of the zeros, how does it relate to a quadratic polynomial of the generalized form ax square plus bx plus c, those questions will get tested, and polynomial division, that is also tested in this chapter, right. So, almost if you look at the entire coverage of what is given in the chapter is covered, there is nothing that which is got left out in this chapter. This is an important chapter, the given weightage to everything that is already there in the book. Moving on to linear equations in 2 variables, a pair of linear equations in 2 variables. They have taken some parts of it, types of solution, obviously unique solution, infinite solution and no solution at all. What is the condition for a pair of linear equations to have each of these types of solution, what is to be followed, and then graphical representation of a pair of linear equations in 2 variables. Then algebraic solution, they are looking at only 2 methods, substitution and elimination. Cross multiplication method has been removed. Simple situational problems, which is essentially a word problem, something given in words and sentences, we will have to frame an equation which will end up becoming a linear equation, solve it and find the answer. And lastly, equations which on the look of it are not linear equations in 2 variables, but we can convert them, they are reducible to linear equations in 2 variables. An example could be 3 upon a plus b plus 5 upon a minus b is equal to a 7. This is not a linear equation in that sense. So, what we will typically do is, we will take this equation and the second one which will have a different set of coefficients to it, we will write it as, take this 1 upon a plus b to be a p, 1 upon a minus b to be a q. We will rewrite this equation into so many p's plus so many q's equals to some number. We will reduce it to a linear equation, a pair of linear equation in 2 variables and solve it. Those kinds of questions are also tested. So, the big thing that has gone out of this is basically graphical solution, graphical representation is there, graphical solution is not tested, and cross multiplication method is not tested, right, that is not a part of the syllabus. Move on from here. Triangles, basic proportionality theorem, which is very important, and the converse of basic proportionality theorem, right. So, both of these are tested. Similar triangles, the basis for testing similarity, right, SSS test, AA or AAA test, SAS, all of these are covered. Areas of similar triangles, Pythagoras theorem, proof of Pythagoras theorem and questions that apply Pythagoras theorem, right, all of these are tested. This is a topic which is heavy on concept, you need to understand similarity, you need to know how to check similarity. It's very easy to know these are the 3 tests of similarity, but given 2 triangles, to know which test to apply, what data is available to us, and to convince that, hey, this is the test of similarity on account of which I am saying these 2 triangles are similar, requires a lot of understanding about similarity of triangles, solve a lot of questions from multiple sources, get conversant with this. This is a concept which is going to keep you in good stead, not just for 10th standard, going further on, even in higher classes, if you do engineering, if you do any of these competitive examination at a later date, it could be CAT, it could be GMAT, GRE, any of those cases, understanding the similar triangles and congruent triangles is very important. You are laying the foundation for similar triangles here. So, invest time, get it clear, right. So, this is a very important topic. Solve as many questions as possible. If you are thinking of solving X number of questions, double it, it is worth it. This is an important topic. We are moving on from here to coordinate geometry, basic concepts of coordinate geometry. When you're looking at graphs of linear equations, how will it pan out in a graphical representation, looking at the distance formula and finally section formula and a specific application of section formula where we are talking about a midpoint formula. Easy chapter, once you have understood the basics, you should be able to get the concepts and the questions in this chapter right really easy. It's not that difficult to do coordinate geometry. Moving on from here, we are moving on to introduction to trigonometry, right. Trigonometric ratios introduction, sine, cos, tan and their reciprocals, which are basically cosecant, secant and cotangent or cot, right. And then trigonometric ratios of specific angles focusing on 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90 degrees, those values for all of these 6 trigonometric ratios. Relationship between the ratios, what if it's a trigonometric ratio of a complementary angle, sin theta is equal to cos of 90 minus theta, those kinds of questions. And finally, elementary simple trigonometric ratios starting with sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1 and their derivatives. So, basically 1 plus tan square theta is equal to secant square theta, 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosecant square theta. These are things which are tested in this chapter, right. Again, quite an easy chapter once you got the handle on what these trigonometric ratios are, how trigonometric ratios of complementary angles work, and these values 0, 30, 45, 60, 90, right. 5 values, if you know it for sin theta, and there is a way of knowing it, you've known it for all of the remaining 5. It's so much easier from that point forward. We'll look at it when we look at these, when we are looking at solving questions on this chapter. Moving on from here to areas related to circles, primarily areas and circumference related to circles, sectors, which is a part of a circle, and a segment. Questions on segments tend to get interesting, and this chapter is also reasonably intense when it comes to concepts. You need to be able to know how to apply this and get this answer. So, solve as many questions as you can in this one also. So, triangles is a chapter where you need to emphasize a lot more in terms of understanding and solving as many questions as possible. Same probably holds good for this topic also. Eighth one, which is probability. The coverage of probability for 10th standard is minimal. Solve the entire NCERT book, I think you should be good to go. The concepts are very, very straightforward. They're looking at drawing cards from a pack of cards, they're looking at tossing coins, they're looking at throwing and rolling a dice. So, these kinds of probability questions are what are tested. Solve the questions from the NCERT book. I would say even that is sufficient to do justice to this topic, right? What are basically the type of questions you're likely to see? These are multiple choice questions. Two variants up here. One is case-based multiple choice questions, which you've seen in the last couple of years. They'll give you a scenario, a case study, and there'll be typically 5 multiple choice questions that follow that. You'll be asked to answer 4 out of those 5. You can select any 4 to answer. This is how the pattern was there till 2020. We'll check out what they're going to be doing in this year when they're providing this case study based, right? Once the sample question paper is out, we'll know how it basically flows. And next one is assertion reasoning type based multiple choice question. So, this basically is an independent question given. You solve the question, mark the answer, and move on. We're going to be uploading videos for many of these chapters with multiple choice questions on the YouTube channel. So, follow us and get to solve these questions to get a flavor of how you need to prepare. What are the good sources to prepare? NCERT book by far is the best place to start preparing for it. That gives you, it starts from the basic, it walks you through in a very systematic fashion, gives you adequate number of solved examples and practice questions to do justice to it. Solve the exemplar questions if you're keen on stretching yourself a little bit more, and that's going to be useful if you plan to take math in your higher classes. If you plan to do math in 11th, 12th and you're thinking of doing math in your higher studies, it could be engineering, it could be MSc math, any of those things, I would suggest solve this exemplar question. These are tough questions from the same chapters. They make you think. They're beautiful questions. Where can you get exemplar? There are books which publish exemplar solutions, which you can get from the bookshops. Conversely, you can just download these questions from the NCERT website, CBSE website for NCERT books, and you can basically solve those questions. They're wonderful questions to solve. I would even go to the extent of saying anyone who is serious about getting these topics in place needs to solve exemplar questions. They have wonderful things to solve. R.D. Sharma, kind of the second textbook, the official textbook is given by NCERT. Anyone who knows 10th standard, CBSE or any of these math will know that R.D. Sharma is like the book, the guidebook for most of us to make sense out of it. It's a lovely set of questions. Again, it helps you push a little beyond what the board exam requires. If you solve those questions, if you get conversant with that, you're even setting yourselves in a good place to crack examinations like the JEE. Finally, previous year question papers are something that you need to do. A lot of these things, right, exemplar questions, NCERT, previous year question papers, in a systematic way is being taught in MaxTute's online coaching, right. You can do each of these things independently, or you can sign up for MaxTute's online coaching and you'll get all of these in one place and in a very systematic fashion. The extent that you need and a little more to push you to do justice both in the board examination and beyond, right. Got all of this. Request you to do one thing, follow us on all of these social media handles, whichever ones you are comfortable or you're already into. On Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter and Instagram, our handle is MaxTute Pro. On YouTube, our handle is MaxTute. Subscribe to this channel if you have not already. If you liked what you saw, like the video and turn on notifications. Best wishes for your 10th standard preparation. We'll keep adding videos as CBSE comes up with any announcements or updates, and we'll also update videos, we'll upload videos. So, going to be practice questions for you and walk you through how you could solve some of these questions in the traditional way, and being a multiple choice question, how you could circumvent some of those steps and quickly arrive at the answer. You can use the second method to validate what you have got. So, keep following us on this channel and solve the questions that we upload and watch those videos. Best wishes. Before you leave, I want you to do 2 things. One, sign up at online.maxtute.com to get started with CBSE Class 10 Math online tuitions. It takes all of 5 minutes and less than 3 steps to get started. And second thing, I want you to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so that you get notified every time a new video is uploaded. Spread the word about this channel to your friends and classmates.